Hello and welcome back to Mahi English classes. I hope you are well and safe at home. Please do like and subscribe my channel Mahi English classes because I have been motivated by your comments, your subscriptions and all. Thank you everyone. Now today we are going to see class 10th second poem The Tiger in the Zoo, written by Leslie Norris. Now first I will read the paragraph, explain, and then I'll give you the central idea and the poetic devices used in the poem. The first stanza. He talks in his vivid strips the few steps of his cage, on pads of violet quiet, in his quiet range. Now here the poet explains this thing that the tiger with vivid strips walk hard in the cage. You must have seen the tiger. There are strips, yellow and black strips. So he's saying there are strips on his body and he is walking hard means तेजी से चल रहा है in the cage. He looks majestic but captivated in a small cage. He looks majestic, बहुत शानदार दिख रहा है लेकिन पिंजड़े के अंदर. His pads are velvet like soft. जैसे मखमल होता ना, मखमल की चादर होती तो उसमें आप अगर पैर रखो तो सॉफ्ट रहता. तो his pads are very soft. In spite of being most powerful and furious, means the tiger is powerful, he can kill anyone if he is in an open way area, and furious, डरावना भी होता है. He now is imprisoned and is just helpless. जैसे अगर किसी हम लोग को अगर किसी को ऐसे खुला छोड़ दो तो वी आर फ्री, या हम अपने घर में शेर होते हैं अपने. लेकिन वही चीज़ अगर हमको कहीं बांध दिया जाए या कोई ऐसी जगह भेज दिया जाए जहाँ हमारा कुछ नहीं चलता. In the same thing is happening with this tiger also, that he has been put into cage, he has been prisoned up, because of which he is helpless. He is angry but can't do anything. जैसे कभी कभी हमारी सिचुएशंस के साथ भी होता है कि हम कुछ लोग हमें ऐसा बोल जाते हैं कि हम हेल्पलेस हो जाते हैं, चाह के भी हम गुस्सा नहीं कर सकते उनके ऊपर. ठीक. And this thing happens only when we respect our elders or we respect people. So हम लोग अपने गुस्से को पी जाते हैं. In the same way, he is angry but can't say anything, can't do anything. There is this despair and helplessness gets reflected on his face. Yes, जैसे the poet is trying to say this, that when human beings are caged up in various thoughts or various situations in a negative way, then those expressions can be seen on the face of the person. In other words, now here is a personification that he takes human being and tiger. In place of saying human beings, he has taken the animal tiger. But here he is describing the situation of human beings, that when the free person is caged, then how helpless the person is. या मान लीजिए हम किसी बुरी आदत पे पड़े, हम उससे निकलना चाहते हैं बट हम निकल नहीं पा रहे हैं. Like this. Second paragraph. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass near the water hole where plump deer pass. Now he says this, that pities means daya dikhana. The poet shows pities on the tiger. Should have been lurking and sliding in the tall grass instead of being in the cage. Means if he had been there in the open area, he must have been enjoying. Sliding means फिसलना, घास पे खेलना. He must be playing in the grass. But here he is in the cage. In other words, you can say he is trying to say this, that if human beings are free from mind, from the illness in the body, then he is free, he is happy, he can do anything, he enjoys his life. But no, even the human beings are captured in negative thoughts or you can say are captured in bad situations, or mentally he is disturbed. He should have been in the natural habitat hunting and resting, right? If the person is totally free from all type of tensions, physically or mentally, okay, then like the tiger, the person is free, he can do whatever he want to do. जब हम बहुत ज़्यादा टेंशन में होते हैं तो हमसे काम बिगड़ जाते हैं, बिगड़ने लगते हैं, वी आर नॉट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड हम क्या कर रहे हैं. The same thing is, obviously the poet implies that his freedom has been snatched from him. Here the poet is trying to say this, that the poet's freedom has been taken away from him. He should have been stalking some fatty deer near the water hole and lying there expecting a good feast. Now here कभी कभी हम लोग भी we think that any good solution should anybody can give us a good solution, but not. In the same way here he says that the deer is there in front of him, the deer is there near the water hole, but he is not able to eat him. Okay, next paragraph. He should be snurring around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. Terrorizing the village means, he says that in this stanza the poet is imagining that what the tiger should be doing if he has been escaped hunting his wild game. Okay, if he is free, he can hunt and eat his delicious meals. In that case, the tiger would be snurring around the houses near the jungle's edge. Means जंगल के किनारे जो घर हैं उनके आसपास घूमता होता. You must have seen in the news कि कहीं कहीं पे वो घरों में घुस जाता है. He would be growling near some villages and showing his white fangs and fearful claws. मतलब लोगों को डरा रहा होता near the villages. ठीक है, जो जंगल के किनारे जो villages होते हैं, many times the villagers are able to see them. That's why he would be terrorizing the villagers. डरा रहा होता. But now he walks tearingly in a small cage. But at present he is there in the cage. ठीक है. The poet implies that if we destroy the natural habitats of wild animals, they would be invading our cities and villages as they have started doing so now. ठीक है. अब क्या हो रहा है? The poet is saying that if we destroy natural habitats and wild animals, that in other words, if we keep on cutting the forest, the trees, then naturally the animals will come out from the forest and come to the villages and cities, and that will destroy us also. He is trying to say that we should not cut the forest, because forest and trees are the home of wild animals. Next paragraph. But he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. Now here he says this, that the tiger is now imprisoned in a small cage. एक छोटे से केज में उसको बंद कर दिया गया है, with concrete space. Not very much space is there so that he can walk. In spite of all his strength, उसके पास कितनी ताकत है? In spite of all his strength, even then he is not able to come out from that cage. He moves in despair on the stony surface of his cell. ठीक है, स्टोनी सरफेस मतलब पक्का बना हुआ. फॉरेस्ट में क्या है? मिट्टी होती है, तो दैट इज सॉफ्ट. बट हियर ही मूव्स इन डिस्पेयर. He keeps on moving on the hard surface. He is angry and disappointed but can't do anything. He ignores the visitors who prolong his suffering as they can't let him rest in the cage. Now many times it happens that visitors come to the zoo to see tigers, but people don't think that how much suffering they are facing in the cage. Okay, so that is why the poet is saying this, that tiger ignores them. The poet implies the colonialness and indifference of the officials towards his pathetic plight. Means उसकी दया भरी हालत के प्रति कर्मचारियों को उदासीनता है. ओके, द वर्कर्स हु आर वर्किंग, जब हम किसी एनिमल को पालते हैं तो अगर उसको दुख होता है तो हमें भी दुख होता है. तो इन द सेम वे दे आर ऑल्सो फीलिंग हेल्पलेस बट कांट डू एनीथिंग. नेक्स्ट पैराग्राफ. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, stares with his brilliant eyes at brilliant stars. Now, in the last paragraph, he says this, that the tiger remains disturbed by patrolling cars even at night. Patrolling means moving of cars, the sound of cars which is coming to him, that is disturbing the tiger even in the night. He has lost all hopes of getting into natural habitat. He don't have any hope that he would be able to return to the forest. He stares at the brilliant stars, seemingly praying to the Almighty for freedom. Like we also, when we are in trouble, we pray to God. Okay, in the same way, it seems that when he stares at the stars, it appears as if he is praying to the God, to the Almighty for freedom. He seems to be searching for some hope and rest in the brilliant stars. The poet is saying this, that as we pray also, we hope that some solution will come so that we can come out from the negative situations or the problems. In the same way, he says this, that he is searching hope in the stars. His eyes are brilliant, which implies that he hopes for freedom someday. The hope, because he is hoping that one day he will be free, so there is brightness in his eyes that one day he is going to have freedom. He will be able to move to his natural calamities. I hope you have understood the poem. Thank you. Now we will see the central idea of the poem, A Tiger in the Zoo. A Tiger in the Zoo, the poet described the mental state of the tiger in the cage. In other words, he has also mentioned the mental state of human beings. There is a comparison between the life of a tiger in the wild state, in a natural habitat, in the cage. Okay, it is a comparison between the life of the tiger in the wild state and in the natural habitat and cage. Okay, now here the poet is trying to say this, that how the tiger lives in the natural environment, that means in the forest, and in the cage. There is a comparison between the two. The poet gives out a strong message that the wild animals should remain in their natural habitat and not caged in zoos. He tried to explain this thing, that animals should not be kept in cages or should not be kept in zoos in small areas, but they should live freely in the natural habitat. Out of this is born the poet's strong plea. Plea means request, that freedom shouldn't be snatched from the wild animals. Okay, he requests people not to cage animals and let them live freely. Captivity is the worst kind of punishment given to animals. Captivity means capturing. Living in the wild state or in the natural habitat. The poem stresses the idea and the necessity of freedom and how valuable it is. How valuable the freedom of animals is needed in place of getting them caged into a small area. In other words, we can say this, he is trying to say this, the human being should live freely. They should not be bound for certain rules and regulations. लेकिन positive way में, not in negative. Then poetic devices used here is alliteration, repetition of initial consonant sounds in the same line. Like he stalks in his vivid strips, the s sound, stalks, strips, st. But he is locked in the concrete cell, locked ck, concrete kra sound. Then repetition, it is the repetition of words and phrases in the same line, like on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet range, repetition of quiet word. and stress with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Repetition of brilliant. The rhyming scheme is for the first, second, and fifth stanza A, B, C, B. For the third and the fifth stanza A, B, C, D. Okay, I hope you have understood the central idea and the poetic devices used in the poem. Please keep on liking and subscribing my channel, Mahi English Classes. Thank you.